Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for our presentation today. We are Team GAFS. We have Greg, Akil, Felicity, and Stephanie presenting today. Now, we will start presenting our enterprise, Circular Babies.
To start off, we would like to ask everyone these questions to briefly reflect on. First, have you ever wondered how the amount of clothing you purchase from your favorite brands would impact our planet? And when those clothes don't fit anymore and you throw them out, what actually happens to them? When we actually think about it, our habits as a fashion consumer reflects a lot on how much we are contributing in battling climate change.
While doing research for this project, we came across some interesting information about the fast fashion industry and its effects. The truth about fast fashion is quite scary. In fact, every 10 minutes around the world, we discard approximately 6 tons of clothing to landfill. So for example, Australia is actually the second largest consumer of textiles in the world. And what makes this truly terrifying is the fact that we're only the 55th largest country by population. And the fact that we're already such a large consumer of clothes is quite concerning. Studies have shown that reselling and upcycling clothes can significantly increase the life of a garment, and therefore reducing its carbon footprint. Avoiding waste is something that every parent can value, particularly when we think about the legacy we wish to leave behind for the kids. Which is why our enterprise idea attempts to tackle the issue of fast fashion in kids' clothing, as we found that a lot of the times parents can only use their kids' clothes for up to 6 months before the child grows out of it and it becomes unusable. And then instead of recycling it, it gets thrown out.
The problem we are addressing is how kids' clothing has a very short life because of their rapid growth. In fact, babies grow out of their clothes every 10 weeks on average, meaning they will need to change the size range in their entire wardrobe by then. As a result, with their children's clothing needing frequent replacement, parents will need to make a lot of purchases and spending for items which will only last a couple months until they do not fit anymore.
As a team, we surveyed 11 parents to understand their buying habits and the life cycle of their children's clothes. We found that parents buy new clothes every 3 to 6 months, and on average, a single child has 40 plus items of clothing in their wardrobe. And parents estimate that they use 20 to 50% of the clothing on a regular basis. The parents we surveyed do believe that sustainability is important and are aware of sustainable children's clothing. A majority of parents do use second-hand clothing from family and friends. However, due to convenience and affordability, when they do buy new clothing, they regularly purchase fast fashion brands such as Cotton On Kids and Kmart. When speaking to parents, they do want a change in how their child's clothing is purchased. Many value quality clothing that has been pre-loved, but convenience, availability, and affordability always win, and they resort to fast fashion.
The target demographic for our enterprise is for parents who are raising kids of age 1 to 5, and this can be younger or older. They are concerned about spending too much money on buying kids' clothes that their kids will eventually grow out of. It can also be parents who want to dress their children up in the most sustainable way possible and wish to contribute in making kids' fashion more circular.
Our group has developed a system that encourages circular fashion in children's clothes. Our solution is a quarterly subscription-based circular system service that loans quality and sustainable clothing to environmentally conscious parents for their children. This innovation will create an easy and affordable solution for parents to rent sustainable and quality clothing for their growing children. We plan to partner with local Australian children's clothing brands that create quality clothing that will prove the test of time. We also want to work with other sustainable brands to learn from and help develop a strong environmentally focused foundation for our company. Finally, we wish to partner with Apparel, an Australian company that is revolutionising the way we reuse, repurpose and recycle our textiles. They will help us sustainably recycle and upcycle our damaged clothing items.
So the way our enterprise functions is quite simple. We offer a platform for parents and carers to rent our clothes for their kids for up to a period of 3 months. They can go to our website, browse our catalogue and look at all the different options that we have. They can then select the individual items of clothing that they want, or they can select a package that will have everything already pre-selected. They can then edit or modify these according to their needs. Once their order is confirmed and payment has gone through, we will immediately package the item and send it out to the parents. After 3 months of use, they will then return the item, which will get assessed by our team for any damages. If the clothes have no damage and can be reused straight away, we will have it professionally cleaned and ready to go out to the next customer. If we find that the clothes have been damaged or can't be used, we will first try to get it repaired and cleaned so that it can be rented out again. If that's not possible, then we'll try to get it recycled into another item of clothing. And in the worst case scenario, if it's still unusable, we will be able to dispose of it properly and can do it in an eco-friendly way instead of people just throwing out their old clothes into the rubbish.
Our solution creates a circular system for kids' clothing, which benefits both the consumers and the environment. With a subscription-based system, parents will have an easier process of obtaining and purchasing clothing items for their fast-growing kids, with no worries about the pieces which don't fit anymore, since they will be returning them to us. And by having this circular system where we recycle and upcycle our products, the environment will receive no harm. Through our partnerships, we only focus on high-quality clothes, which would last a long period of time. The main objective of our brand sustainability is that we prevent clothes from getting discarded into landfill, and thus we directly contribute to the reduction of manufacture for new garments.
Next up is revenue streams. Our enterprise will run on 4 different revenue streams. The main income stream would come from the quarterly and yearly subscription fees that members pay to join the platform and benefit from. The second stream would be brand partnership. We can establish a partnership with a sustainable children's clothing brand and have garments shipped over regularly. In return, we will offer them a part of the sales that comes from their garments that they have provided. In addition, damaged or uncleanable clothes can be upcycled and sold, and this can be another revenue stream. On top of this, we can take donations from people who are willing to send over their clothes in which their childs have already grown out of. In terms of scalability, there are 2 potentials for our enterprise. First of all, if the infrastructure is well set up, this enterprise can be applied into any other areas. For example, public school uniforms. People can exchange their old school uniforms they don't need anymore due to their graduation or due to their size change. And second of all, the clothes that cannot be repaired or cleaned, it can be upcycled into other children's fashion item or childwear, and it can be sold in the website. Next is our reference list. And that sums up our presentation for today. Thank you very much for listening, and if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you.